The date for MCC 32 was revealed a few days ago to be July 15th, and with the event almost 2.5 weeks out, I decided I wanted to make my own MCC 32 teams before the actual team announcements. Remember, these teams are just for fun and may never happen, so I'm interested to see what you guys think down below in the comments. Are these teams overpowered? Are they not? Do you like a certain duo? Make sure to comment it down below because I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so first up we have the Red Rabbits, with Punz, CPK, Ponk, and Michael McChill, with Scott's method of 8088. I put Punz back on red because I thought it would work out pretty well, since the last time he's been on red might have been MCC 19, which was like forever ago, it feels like. So petition for Punz to get back on red, please. It'd just be cool seeing him back on, a primary color, even though he is on blue a lot. Anyways, that's besides the point. Yeah, this team works pretty well together, very well rounded. CPK is a great second player, Ponk an amazing third player, and Michael rounds out this team very well because they all know each other pretty well, because I think they've all teamed before at least once, and probably most of the time twice. So yeah, it works out pretty well for this team with their chemistry. And their best game has to be, I was thinking about it, has to be either Battle Box or Ace Race. But the thing about Ace Race is it's Michael, so he might have a bunch of problems with Ace Race because it seems like he always does. I mean, it is his mortal enemy in this event, so it makes sense. And I think Punz is like a top 7 Ace Race player in my opinion, and CPK is like a top 10 Ace Race player. So they probably should crush it unless Michael has a mental breakdown, which I think he did back. He's had a lot of Ace Race mental breakdowns, let's just say that. But other than Ace Race, this team should pop off a lot if they were a team. I mean, it's a very well-rounded team, and I think it actually could work out really well in an event someday. Next up, we have the Orange Ocelots with Quig, Smager, Mythical Sausage, and the Orion Sound, with Scott's method of 8,416. I think this team is actually a very good team, personally. I mean, it is my team creation, but I think this team can actually work out really well. We haven't seen Quig since 23, which is when he last won, and he's been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and he commented on the latest MCC tweet saying he would do a practice stream. I haven't checked his Twitch, so I don't know if he did that. Quig viewers, let me know if he actually did do a practice stream, because if he did, for the events, maybe he did sign up, so that'd be cool to see him back in an event. Who better to pair him with the organizer himself, Scott? And then who better to pair Scott with than Mythical Sausage and Ollie, because they are on Empires together, so they know each other pretty well. And Sausage and Smager are actually I think they're a very they work together a lot in Empires. That's what I was trying to say. They know each other very well from Empires. And then Ollie likes to cause chaos in Empires, I'm pretty sure, so he knows everybody. So yeah, this team works out really well. And I think I like the Quig and Ollie dynamic. I do. Ollie really loves his S tiers, and I think Quig, they've definitely teamed together. They probably teamed together 3 times before. I don't know a lot of the season 1 teams. Anyways, I'm rambling. This team would do really well. Their best game would probably be a team game, probably be Grid Runners. I would say this team would probably destroying Grid Runners. Next up, we have the Yellow Yaks, with Sapnap, Rambo, Sneak Snag, and Elena, with Scott's method of 8,543. This team's chemistry is off the charts. I know that knowing each other well is not always going to translate to chemistry, but the communication and the chemistry here from knowing each other, I think, is going to work out really well and translate to good communication. Because Elena's really good at communicating. She's also pretty skillful. She's pretty underrated. Sometimes she doesn't try fully, but when she does, she's actually pretty good. Sneak and Rambo know each other really well. They're like besties, so they always work together great on MCC teams. Sapnap, of course, is a top 5 MCC player of all time, probably top 3 for a lot of people. And yeah, this team just works really well. Their best game would probably not be survival games, even though Sapnap's good at it because of what Rambo's been through with that game. But maybe if he teams with Sapnap in a regular event, that might be too overpowered for Scott. But if he teams with Sapnap in a regular event, maybe he can actually overcome his survival games paranoia. but that's just a theory. Anyways, their best game would probably be Sky Battle, actually, because Rambo, I don't think, likes Sky Battle, but he's not that bad at it. And Sneak is actually pretty good at Sky Battle, too, even though he is kind of reckless a little bit. And yeah, this team all around just would do really well. Maybe their best game would actually be Battle Box. They'd probably dominate in Battle Box, too. And yeah, all around, really OP team. Next up, we have the Llamas, with Fire Breath Man, Philza, Ollie Gamers, and Snifferish, with Scott's method of 8,908. This team, according to the team builder, is insanely stacked. That's mainly because Ollie had a really good first event that he was in. He was in Pride too, but I don't think it counted that because it's not canon. But assuming that it's counting just his MCC 31 win, I'm assuming that's what it is. It's like 2,200 something like that. Assuming it's just counting that, then yeah, this team is super overpowered. But it depends on if Ollie is able to keep the status that he was able to do in 31 because they did win. But I think if they get Rocket Speed Rush late, this team could actually win the event. Sniff is not bad at all with an Elytra. She's actually quite used to it because she does a lot of building, so she needs to move around fast. Phil, of course, is the Elytra king. And Shane is also pretty decent. I think he's definitely above average when it comes to Elytra. Maybe he's cracked. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him play Rocket Speed Rush. So assuming they get Rocket Speed Rush late, because that's amazingly what all Phil's teams need. They just need Rocket Speed Rush late, and they have a really good chance. But yeah, this team definitely does have a chance with Shane leading. And yeah, according to the team builder, it's insanely cracked. And maybe according to you guys, it also is. But for me, I think this team actually could not make it to dodgebolts, but they also could if it was an actual team. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this team. Let me know down below in the comments. Next up, we have the Green Geckos with Wally Bear, Captain Sparkles, Rye Guy Rocky, and Kara Corvus with Scott's method of 8,119. Now, I do think this team might be a little bit weak, but I think Wally, coming off of his 4th place in his dodgeball appearance with Purpled, I think he has a good shot of actually becoming a really good leader in this event someday. So I think putting Captain Sparkles and Rye Guy, 2 really good support players around him, I think could help him out a lot. And Kara, of course, is always a vibe and a really good teammate to have. And I think their average does not show the full story really with this team, and I think this team could actually pop off in quite a few games. A lot of team games, and maybe 1 or 2 PvP games, depending on what there is. Survival games, probably not. Sky Battle, they have a good shot at. This team could actually do pretty good at Battle Box. Not amazing, but they wouldn't get bottom 5. They'd probably get top 5, maybe top 3 Battle Box. But yeah. Oh, they would also do pretty well in Meltdown, I think, too. Sparkles has definitely been improving in Meltdown lately, and yeah, I think they could do a little bit of the popping offing in Meltdown, if you know what I mean. Next up, we have the Cyan Coyotes with JojoSolos, Sylvie, Becky Mon, and Captain Gato, I think. I think that's you say Gato or Gato. I think it's Gato. And with Scott's method of 8,499, almost 500, but not just there. Anyways, yeah, all female team, and this team could actually kick butt. I think JoJo would try. Maybe she wouldn't. I don't know. It's kind of confusing because she had that statement a while back where she said she wasn't really gonna try that hard at MCC anymore unless she had Rambo or who was it? Rambo or Pearl on her team because they haven't gotten their wins yet. But then, you know what happened? She ended up winning. Or she ended up going to dodgebolt with Rambo, which was kind of expected because she said she would try. And then she ends up winning an event with an all-speaking Spanish team, which makes sense because none of them had gotten their win yet, and they needed it because they're an all-speaking Spanish team, and that would be sick. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. So maybe JoJo in the next couple events will go back to not trying to be tryhard, or maybe she'll get unlucky. Or I guess lucky in a sense, but also unlucky, and she'll get Rambo or somebody who hasn't gotten a win yet, and then she'll go full tryhard mode and get first place, and then go to dodgeball and get another win. I don't know. It could happen. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm a really bad predictor in this kind of stuff, so it definitely could happen. Maybe it could happen with this team. I don't know. But Sylvie and Becky are really good supporting players, and their best game would have to be, I think, it actually could be Grid Runners, I think. I think they could definitely dominate in Grid Runners. Next up, we have the Aqua Axolotls, with purpled, Smallishbeans, Krtzyy, and Vixella, with Scott's method of 7,989. I have no idea why the average is so low, man. Like, Vixella had a pop-off event in Scuffed, which I guess it makes sense because it was Scuffed, but, like, her average is still under 1,000 somehow. So hopefully, if she does get a cracked team in the future, that's to not name the Simmers, because not last, but yeah, the averages don't look great even if they're not last. No offense. We love the Simmers still. But I want to see Vixella have a pop-up event with the Zeus. That might have pop-off event, sorry. And who better do it with than the Purpled and Smallishbeans duo? I think we've seen them before. No, we haven't. I don't think we have, no. But Joel being back in the event would be cool because I don't think he's been in a Season 3 event so far. Maybe he was in 29. I don't think he was. I don't think he's been in a Season 3 event so far. So hopefully he's back, and who better to be back with than Purpled, because I think Purple is actually the perfect S tier to have here to lead them to a victory. And I think they could do it I think realistically they could actually do it. It'd either be Purpled or Fruit here. Fruit knows Zeus and Joel pretty well, so it might be Fruit. But the Fruity Beans duo was kind of overdone a little bit, so I wanted to change it up and spice it up a little bit with Purpled. And yeah, I think it works really well. Their best game, Sky Battle probably. Yeah, Sky Battle actually. They do really well in Sky Battle. Joel loves his Sky Battle, and Purple and Zeus are not bad at all. And Vixella can play along in Sky Battle. Next up, we have the Blue Bats with 5-up, Shadoon, Tubbo, and Dark Eyebrows with Scott's method of 7,959. Now, I was really actually interested to see if I could try to squeeze in Dark Eyebrows into a team somewhere, because I know she was a sub for 31, but I really would like to see her be on a team without being a sub in a canon event. So I put her on a team with Tubbo because I see that her and Tubbo are actually pretty good friends. And I think Shadoon and 5-up would make a really interesting duo, and Tubbo and 5-up are always a great duo. So I think this team actually is kind of low-key, like, pretty darn good. Like, seriously, this actually might be a good, like, Block Wars team. Like this, and then add, like, I don't know, somebody, like, I don't know, I can't think off the top of my head, but add, like, a 5th player to this team, in Block Wars. But yeah, this low-key could be a really good Block Wars team. Anyways, it's MCC, so it's not Block Wars, so 2 totally different events. And yeah, again, their average does not do justice to them, because I think 5-up's average is always going to be slightly below most of the other A tiers, just because he's mostly put in a leadership role most of the time because of how, like, smart he is and how strategic he is when he comes to this event. So yeah, he always gets put in a leadership role, so I think that's why his average is down. And Shadoon is new, so his average isn't that high because he hasn't had a pop-off event outside of 31 yet. And Tubbo always has a great average, and Dark Eyebrows, again, literally only played 1 event. But still, really cool team, and I actually kind of dig that they're on the Blue Bats. I think this team works really well in the color blue. And yeah, anyways, best game, best game, let's see. Best game, Hole in the Wall? No, not Hole in the Wall. I don't think 5-up's that good at Hole in the Wall. Actually could be Grid Runners again. I made so many good Grid Runners teams. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing, man. But yeah, Grid Runners probably. Alright, next up we have the Purple Pandas with H-Bomb, Inthelittlewood, Foolish Gamers, and Geminite with Scott's method of 8,028. Now, this is the only, like, questionable team I think that I have, in my opinion at least. I don't think Foolish would fit into this team that well. I don't think he's teamed with any people on this team before. I just kind of put him in there because he was either him or SB. And I don't know if SB made this team too OP or what, because we've already seen the H-Bomb and SB duo, and sadly that was literally with, like, every other good duo there could possibly have been in the same event. So it was kind of unfair, the event we got the SB and H-Bomb duo, but at the same time it was fair because in any other event I feel like they would dominate. So yeah, I held back on that. But yeah, it would have been SB replacing Foolish, and that might have been, I don't know. Looking back on it, it might have worked, might have not have. But I think Foolish still fits pretty well with most teams because of how, like, nice and positive he is. So hopefully he would fit good here, because I think this team is definitely the definition of good vibes. Like, this team has pretty good vibes, and I think the average is kind of fair. But at the same time, I think it'd probably be in like the 8,300s if it had like SB. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this team down below. Is it weird or does it work? I don't know. I'm like a little bit in between. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Pink Parrots with Fruitberries, Krinios, Impulse, and Good Times with Scar, with Scott's method of 8,008. This team is definitely full of amazing vibes. Krinios and Fruitberries, don't think they've teamed before, but it's actually a really interesting duo. I kind of like it. And I think they would do pretty well together. Krinios is a really good second player with a lot of S tiers. I don't think he's like there's only a couple he hasn't teamed with at this point. Actually no, there's actually quite a few he hasn't teamed with. Don't think he's teamed with Sapnap or like Shane, but anyways, that's besides the points. But him and Fruitberries I think would work together pretty well. And yeah, best game for this team. Probably Grid Runners. I think Impulse and Scar work really well together when they're a duo. I think they've been a duo once or twice before. And so, yeah, hopefully they can work really well together when it comes to like the teamwork in that game. And Krinios is a really good team player when it comes to the team games. So, yeah, this team will not do really well in Sands of Time. This team actually might get last in Sands of Time. Either last or like bottom 5, bottom 3. Fruit is just not great at Sands of Time. No offense, Fruit. We all know that though. But they would do really well in Grid Runners and low-key pretty good in Meltdown, actually. You have Hawkeye and Fruits, who plays Valo like all the time. And probably Sky Battle. I don't know how good Krinios is at Sky Battle, but I think low-key a slightly good Sky Battle team. I think they could do a little bit of popping off in that game. And yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys did enjoy. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what your thoughts are on these teams because I'm really interested to know. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Peace.